Imagine walking into a cozy home filled with warm sunlight streaming through the windows, where a small green plant sits quietly on the windowsill. At first glance, it might seem simple, almost unremarkable, but take a closer look and you'll notice something captivating. Each leaf is perfectly round, like tiny green coins, glistening as if nature itself shaped them to symbolize prosperity. This is Pilea Peperomioides, often called the Chinese money plant, pancake plant, or UFO plant, and it has captured the hearts of plant lovers around the world. But what makes this little plant so fascinating is not just its charming appearance, but its unique biology, its remarkable history, and the surprisingly deep connection it creates with the people who care for it. Pilea Peperomioides is native to the mountains of southern China, where it grows at high altitudes in cool, shady forests. It was hidden from the world for centuries until the early 20th century, when it was quietly carried to Europe by missionaries. From there, it spread not through nurseries or garden centers, but hand to hand, one cutting at a time. That is why many people call it the friendship plant, because it thrives by being shared. Its story is almost like a legend, a mysterious plant passed down through generations, spreading across continents, not because of commerce, but because of kindness. Biologically, the plant is fascinating. Its leaves are nearly perfect circles, supported by slender stems that radiate from a single central base. Each leaf has a tiny point in the middle where the petiole connects, creating that iconic coin-like appearance. In nature, this shape isn't just for beauty. It helps the plant maximize sunlight absorption, capturing light from all directions. And unlike many houseplants, the Pilea is surprisingly communicative. If it doesn't receive enough light, it will stretch dramatically, its stems leaning and reaching toward the window, almost as if it's telling you what it needs. When it's healthy and happy, the leaves stand tall and vibrant, a lush canopy of emerald discs that look almost otherworldly. But what truly makes the Pilea Peperomioides beloved is its way of reproducing. This plant is a generous giver. Beneath the soil, it constantly sends out small offshoots, often called pups. These baby plants emerge at the base of the mother, tiny versions of the same perfect leaves. If left alone, they'll grow into a thick cluster, but with a gentle touch, you can separate them and pot them individually. This act of propagation is incredibly easy, and it's where the magic happens. Each little Pilea pup can become a gift, a living symbol of growth, prosperity, and friendship. Imagine how many homes across the world are connected because of these tiny green coins being passed from one hand to another. Now, let's talk about care, because while Pilea is easy, it does have its quirks. First and foremost is light. The Chinese money plant loves bright, indirect light. A spot near a window with filtered sunlight is perfect. Too little light, and the stems grow long and spindly. Too much direct sun, and the leaves may scorch. One of the most important rituals is rotation. Every few days, give the pot a little turn. Why? Because the Pilea naturally leans toward the light, and by rotating it, you encourage an even, symmetrical shape. It's almost like sculpting with nature itself. Watering is another key. Unlike some tropical plants that crave constant moisture, Pilea prefers a more balanced routine. Water thoroughly, but then let the soil dry out slightly before watering again. If the leaves start to droop, it's the plant's gentle reminder that it's thirsty, but give it too much water and the roots can rot. A well-draining soil mix, light and airy, is the secret to keeping the roots happy. And here's a tip many plant parents swear by. Always empty any excess water from the saucer, because Pilea hates sitting in soggy soil. Humidity isn't a big problem for this plant, which makes it perfect for indoor environments. However, it does appreciate a gentle wipe of its leaves every now and then to keep them free from dust, allowing them to breathe and photosynthesize efficiently. And if you want to give it a boost, a diluted, balanced fertilizer once a month during the growing season will keep those leaves glossy and vibrant. But caring for a Pilea isn't just about watering and sunlight. It's about forming a relationship. Many people talk about how this plant seems to have a personality. Its leaves adjust throughout the day, sometimes angling toward the light, sometimes relaxing downward in the evening. And when it sends up those little pups, it feels almost like a celebration, a gift from the plant to you. Every time you pot one of those babies, you're continuing the story, adding another chapter to a journey that began in the mountains of China and has now traveled across the globe. And perhaps that's why the Pilea Peperomioides has become so viral, so adored. It's not just a plant, it's a symbol of prosperity with its coin-like leaves, a symbol of generosity with its endless pups, a symbol of friendship because it spreads through sharing. In a world where so much feels temporary, the act of nurturing a plant, watching it grow, and passing it along to someone else creates a kind of invisible connection that is both grounding and magical. Imagine gifting a tiny Pilea to a friend, and then years later, hearing that their plant had pups of its own, which they passed along to someone else, and so on. The lineage of a single plant could spread across families, neighborhoods, even countries. And with every leaf that unfurls, every pup that sprouts, that quiet little story continues to grow. So, the next time you see a Pilea Peperomioides, don't just think of it as another houseplant. See it as a living story, one that connects you to nature and to people across the world. Care for it, watch it thrive, and when the moment comes, share it. Because that is the true magic of the Chinese money plant. It's not just about keeping it alive, but about keeping its story alive, too.